Hello, boys and girls. This is Mrs. Tallow. I'm here today to teach you and give you some background information about our ecosystems unit. In this presentation, we will discuss components of an ecosystem, the relationships in an ecosystem, the causes of changes in ecosystems, and the effects of those causes of change in ecosystems. Throughout this presentation, I'm going to ask you to pause the video and watch some video clips. There will be some links provided, and then I will ask you to complete a small activity in your science notebooks. Whenever you come to a red background screen, that is going to be your cue, your visual cue, to make you aware that you will have to complete some form of activity as you go through this presentation. So let's begin with the components of ecosystems. In the ecosystems, you have two elements that exist. There are abiotic factors and there are biotic factors. The abiotic factors over here on the left are non-living chemical and physical elements in an ecosystem. Some examples of abiotic factors include sunlight, water, and soil, but there are many others that do exist in ecosystems. The biotic factors in an ecosystem are just the opposite of abiotic. Biotic means living elements in an ecosystem. Some examples are animals and plants. So now we've come to our first red screen. This is your abiotic-biotic activity. There are directions listed below. Step 1, click on the link below. The link is highlighted here in white letters. Watch this video that shows concrete examples of abiotic and biotic factors in ecosystems. Then when you finish watching that video, in your science notebooks, I'd like you to draw a line down the middle of your paper, write abiotic at the top of the left column and biotic at the top of the right column. Then go outside and look around your neighborhood. Write under the correct headings the examples of both that you find. I put a little visual here, a sample from a notebook page to show you exactly what I'm looking for. So I'm going to ask you now to please pause this video so that you may go and watch the link, click on the link, watch the video, and then complete the activity. Okay, now that you're back, I hope you have a better understanding of what abiotic and biotic factors are in ecosystems. Let's move on now to relationships. A close relationship between two different types of living organisms is known as symbiosis. And with symbiosis, there are three specific types of symbiosis relationships. The first is commensalism. This type of relationship occurs when you have two organisms and one organism benefits from the other and one organism doesn't get helped or harmed by the other. Mutualism is the relationship when both organisms benefit. So they're both getting something from the positive from the relationship. The last symbiotic relationship is parasitism. This is when one organism benefits, gets something good out of the relationship, and the other organism is harmed or hurt. Now, to better understand symbiotic relationships, please click on the link below. Watch the video that shows the examples of commensalism, mutualism, and parasitism relationships. Then, when you finish watching that video, part 2 of this activity, again in your science notebooks, number your paper 1 to 4. Read these 4 task cards right here. Each task card is an example of a symbiotic relationship. In your notebook, if you believe it's an example of mutualism, you're going to write M next to the number. If you believe it's an example of commensalism, you're going to write C. And if you believe it's an example of parasitism, you're going to write the letter P next to the number of the card that you've read. So please pause this presentation now. Use your arrow key on your keyboard, your left arrow key, So it takes you back to the Part 1 activity page for symbiosis and click on that link to view the short video clip. Great. Now that you're back, I hope you do have a better understanding of those relationships, and you will develop an even more understanding of those relationships as we continue this unit and we hear about other different animals and plants and organisms that live within the same ecosystem. So now we're going to talk about natural and human drivers. A natural driver is a natural action or event that causes a change in the biotic and abiotic elements of an ecosystem. Some of these natural drivers include tornadoes, hurricanes, a tsunami, or alien species. Human drivers are the more popular ones that you're aware of. These are any actions or events caused by human behaviors that causes a change in the biotic and abiotic elements of an ecosystem. These examples include deforestation, poaching, and pollution. So now that we've talked about the drivers, what causes the changes, let's talk about those changes specifically. Some are good, which would be positive, and some are bad for the ecosystem, and these would be the negative effects. The positive effects are more recycling, more upcycling, reusing, Reforestation, Endangered Species Act, Clean Air Act, Clean Water Act. The negative effects include a reduction in population sizes of species, which would categorize them as threatened species, endangered species, extinction, polluted air, water, and land, and overpopulated areas. Now, taking all that information that we've learned through this presentation, I would like you to complete this assignment for tomorrow so that when we come into the classroom, we are ready to create our final product. 1, choose an animal for an ecosystem research project. Identify its ecosystem, biotic elements, and abiotic elements. Explain 2 symbiotic relationships between the 2 biotic organisms. Identify 1 natural driver and 1 human driver that affects the ecosystem of that animal. Research if the animal species is threatened, endangered, or extinct. You're going to use all of that information from numbers 1 through 5, and tomorrow we're going to start creating your glog using Glogster. On the right is an example of a glog that has been obtained from GlogEdu through their Glogpedia tab. I hope this presentation has helped you get a better understanding of ecosystems and what's involved in ecosystems, and I hope that you can come to class tomorrow prepared to begin creating your glog.